so I am back with a video on my foundation collection. So in the past, I've done a video on a comparison with my Nars Sheer Glow foundation with the Revlon Color Stay one. And of course, if you guys want to check out, I guess, my thoughts on that, feel free to check out that video. I'll probably have a link somewhere here. And of course, I want to show you guys what other foundations are part of my collection and that I've tried out, and of course a little bit thoughts on that, and of course how I apply on foundation. I'm not a person that uses foundation on a day-to-day basis, so my foundation's probably, like, in the bottle it looks like it's really full, but I have used it at least a good handful times. So recently, I guess like a few months ago, there was a sale at a drugstore near my house, so I decided I was going to try out the Maybelline Fit Me Hydrate. It looks like that. I don't know why the lid goes on a particular way. So it's the Maybelline Fit Me Hydrate and Smooth. It's for normal to dried skin, which is perfect because I have combination skin. It does have SPF 18, so that's always good for your skin. I use the shade 125 Nude Beige. I really do like this one because it does give you a very light kind of finish. Like, it's buildable. I would say it's a medium, but not so medium kind of coverage. Even if you build it, you'll never get to full coverage, let's put it this way. And I'm not a person that really care for a full coverage kind of foundation, because I always feel like, well, then that's kind of like putting a full mask on your face, right? Like, you're covering up every little flaw that you have. I still like, you know, my natural skin to somewhat seep through, and this definitely does it. Only thing that I don't like it so much is that it's kind of watery, and guess what? It doesn't come with a pump. And with a glass bottle like this, carrying it around can be challenging, because especially with a person like myself, who I throw my bags everywhere, and you know, this can easily crack. If it's in my bag and I don't have like a Ziploc, it will get everywhere. But I did buy this with the Fit Me Compact in the same shade. They work wonders together. Like, if you use this by itself, it's good too. But like, instead of using, I guess, a setting powder, I would use this, their compact, which of course I chose the same shade, 125 in Nude Beige. I can show you guys how I usually apply this. I usually shake it and I apply it on the back of my hands, and just a little bit, just a dot like that much can last me for my whole face for sure. Like, especially when I want a very light coverage. But as you can tell, it's dripping off my hands. You guys can tell with my natural lighting that's coming through this window. As you can tell, that's how it looks like. It's super easy to blend. That's something I do like about it, although it can be somewhat runny. I would say if you do have more, I guess, dry patches on your face or whatnot, this does hydrate it a little, but don't rely on it. I would still suggest you to put on maybe moisturizer or a primer ahead of time. Someone with oily skin, I don't think this would be that great. Like, I'm oily on my T-zone, and it does seep through. If, say for example, for an 8-hour shift in a day, this would seep through my nose for sure. So I would still put a setting powder as much as I would use the compact. So moving on to the next drugstore brand, I guess, foundation that I've recently tried out as well would be the Covergirl Outlast Stay Luminous Natural Glow Foundation. In the summertime, I got a little bit more, I guess, tan because of the sun. So therefore, I felt like, ooh, the foundation I had at home was slightly on the lighter side. It kind of gave me a two different tone from my neck to my face. So I chose something that was slightly darker. I got it in medium beige, in the number 842. First off, let me tell you, I love it. Because one, it has that sheer glow. It gives you that luminous effect on its own. So basically, whatever it says it does, it actually does. The fact that it still gives you that natural skin kind of finish, it's very thin, you don't even notice it there. I have it on my skin right now, and it's something I really do like. Another thing is, it's probably because my skin is still slightly darker than compared to when I was, I guess, during the winter time when I was using my Nars Sheer Glow. So this was something I haven't been touching for, I would say, a good half a year at least. So this has been my go-to, and I love the pump. One pump gives me a full face worth, and let me show you. So that's one pump, and as you can tell, it's not as drippy as the Maybelline one, so it has a more thicker consistency, but I like it. I do really like this one, and I can show you guys in comparison. It does have a thicker kind of finish, I guess you can say. So as you can tell, that's the Maybelline, that's the Covergirl Outlast. So you can see the slight difference. In terms of blending out, this is a thicker consistency, so therefore it may take a little bit longer to blend out when compared to the Maybelline one. But I can't say that it's bad or anything because it has a higher coverage. I would say this would be a solid medium in terms of just one layer compared to the Maybelline one, but I would say it may take a little bit more time to blend out. Therefore, I do use a buffing brush, and this is one of my favorite ones, the Expert Face brush from Realtek. Whereas the Maybelline one, I would actually use the Realtek. I guess this one would be Essential Foundation Brush, so it has more of a flat head. It's a lot easier to brush down, especially because if I have dry patches, you don't want to be buffing. The more you buff, the more visual, like your dry patches will be more coherent, and instead of I guess a flat brush where you're just brushing downwards from, I guess, how your face hair goes. So therefore that would be my difference in terms of how I would blend it out. And plus, because when I use a flat brush like this, you do see streaks, doesn't matter what kind of foundation I've used. So therefore I do use a setting powder or a compact powder afterwards. And of course, last but not least, that is part of my collection is a high-end brand, which is something I've tried out recently, like fairly recent, maybe like a week or two ago, and that would be the Too Faced Born This Way. So I would say this one is way more, I guess, medium to full coverage. I usually only use one layer and I'm done because I don't particularly like full coverage kind of foundation on my face because I always feel like they have that thicker consistency. It's so much harder to blend out, such as like personally, Kat Von D would not be a foundation I would try out. I've tried it in store and I didn't really like it as much, but something like this, it was really good. This one, I have it in light beige. And of course, another thing I like about it is it has a nice pump. And of course, it's a really pretty kind of design. You know, they got their nice little logo on top, and I believe this is fairly new. They just came out with this year. So I did went and bought this, and I think this was like $49. It was on the pricier end for sure. And once again, you know, one pump is enough for me. So as you can tell, back to comparing it to the Maybelline one, this does have a thicker consistency. I would say this is very comparable to the CoverGirls, which is a drugstore brand. But yeah, this is another one that I really like as well. So, and of course it is slightly harder to blend out as well, as I don't know if you can tell. In terms of shade wise, I would say the CoverGirls and the Too Faced one seems to be the closest shade. Hopefully the shadow doesn't catch in and you guys can't see anything, but that's how it looks like on my skin. It does take a little bit more to build up for sure, but I do really like it all. I mean, new packaging is always something that really gets me, so that is another thing or another reason for why I would purchase it. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed a video like this, and of course if you like any of these other kinds of videos, feel free to let me know in the comments down below and I'll see if I would film something like that. And of course, if you guys found, you know, these mini little reviews very helpful, feel free to give me a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye for now.